This your boy DJ 2K Nitro back again. I know I've been away a while. I've been posting my page, the activeness, the activities, just the amount of just activeness of the page also has been limiting me. Not to say I need to be like jumping, but the more you participate, the more you comment, the more you like, the more you say you like what I'm saying. Excuse me. The better I'll come up with stuff to talk about. I look at it as you're not interested, so why would I post something you're not interested in listening to? Although I think my information is very helpful. Excuse me. This is a live stream. My information is very helpful. I do think it can help the average guy because not to say I'm above average, because I'm not. I'm a typical guy, in my mind. I don't like to see myself as above thou or bigger than thou in certain ways, but I like to talk about dating. I like to talk about just the things I go through sometimes. Maybe it can help others. Uh, Also, too, I want to let people know. Yes, I do sometimes post in the shorts casino clips. I like to go to the casino and gamble. The only thing that slowed me down from doing those few things, just real fast. One is I haven't been hitting a damn thing. I did go away to a casino. I broke even, I guess. Maybe I lost a couple of hundred. Put up, maybe a grand and got it kind of even. It was a tough one. I did have a nice fun hit that I wish I recorded, but I was unable to record it at the time. I went out this past weekend and it was just terrible. It was really nothing to record. A lot of time, I don't know what's going on. The casinos, they might be just purposely, you know, doing something with the machines so they're not paying out when the bonuses hit. I'll get a bonus and it just won't do nothing. They really do nothing. It'll be on a decent amount to it, be like $5 and stuff. Does nothing. So nothing to show. It's just been really crappy. So with that happening, I'm not gonna keep dumping money and gambling, and I'm not getting nothing in return, and I ain't even breaking even at least. So, but I might come back with some live, not excuse me, with some shorts soon. I'm going away end of the month, so I will be possibly have some content to share in the shorts. So those that like those type of shorts with the casino. But anyway, as what we're here to discuss, I wanted to talk about the narcissism, a narcissistic characteristics within women that I deal with or that I, see how they act and how they move. Uh, it was crazy this weekend. It's just to give you a little backstory. Uh, I didn't know nothing about narcissism. Nothing. Years ago, maybe about 5 years ago, knew nothing. I thought good people, bad people, whatever. Never knew these. I know the word, but I didn't know it was actually a mental illness that was attached to it. Until and it was crazy because I do think that I dated one prior before the one I knew that was definitely a narcissist. The one girl I dated before, um, 50-50, she was a narc, but she had narc characteristics for sure. Only reason why I say 50-50 because she did display some normal characteristics of a woman that you would expect, like the narcissist stuff. She did that, but then she also did regular stuff. I just think that she was just devious and she just smart and she just knew she could get over because she was attractive or whatever. But but she could have been because she did have a traumatic experience. She confided in me, but it was at a young age. But I don't think it's an age that it would trigger that type of response. But I could be wrong. Like again, I'm not a doctor. Nah, the second one, and that was just toxic. I'm glad that I was able to get out of that unscathed, and just mental meaning like a kid or something like that. Because I wouldn't want to be attached to that woman for the rest of my life. But it was she definitely had a lot of high narcissistic characteristics. A lot of things she did to me, said to me. She was just very uh, narcissistic in a lot of ways. But I don't want to call her a full blown narc. But she could have been. She could be. So I don't want to say she's not either. So it's 50. But I didn't know nothing after that, like about narcissism. I just thought, hey, I just met a promiscuous woman, and I was, well, then I was too. I was too much of a beta male, and I couldn't deal with her hard. And that's why I say I don't know for sure. Fast forward a few years later, another one by, and this is coming from other people telling me, oh, and I didn't. This is again after the fact. Initially, again, I didn't know nothing about narcissism and narcissistic traits and this and that. So I knew very little. So I'm here thinking this girl is regular. She's pretty much put on an act or put on a face. So she's being like this sweet woman and submissive and like the girl of your dreams. And she was attractive too. She is attractive. But let's say attractive woman. Uh, so but she was also displayed high feminine traits that was like that would entice a man. On top of that, very, yes, very submissive. Yes, whatever you like. Whatever. She was trying to be like this sweet angel, pretty much. I was like, oh shit, like who is this? Like wow, I was like blown away. She's cleaning and she's cooking and this she's like just being this phenomenal woman. Like I'm like whoa, I might have something here. But yeah, she came with red flags, but I overlooked them at the time because I didn't know no better. I said I just saw a sweet looking woman, and I was like, whoa, what I'm saying? That she's interested in me and she's acting this way and da 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 da. And I'm like, damn, maybe, I found something here. But then there was also something in the back of my mind, like, there's something up with this. There's something, because given what I experienced before, and then I knew it was like some things too good to be true. Because then women that look like this don't normally act like this. That's what I was saying in my head, So, and I understanding the things that she was doing, she did the love bombing stuff. She's a big time liar. Just big lies, like just like big blatant lies. I'm like, what are you talking about, sweetheart? Like, but again, I didn't know. Just the lying, the manipulation, the gaslighting. She did all of the various things a narc that I've learned to find out a narc would do. And I was still, and I feel I am more of it. They're more drawn to those type of people, and I'm more than that light, but I know how to, you know, give positive vibes or those type of energies to certain people that deserve it. I don't just be like whatever to certain people anymore because I don't want to attract any more narcissistic women. But we gotta get to that other part about it. But anyway, so yeah, me and her dealt with each other for a little while. I was captivated by her, um, but there was always just these thing in the back of my mind, like something's not right with this one. Like it's just too much. Something. She would ask for money and this. And it's just a lot of just things. She would just do a lot of weird things, and it's so like at the time, looking back, because this is probably like 3 4 years ago. I messed with her initially where I didn't know much about narcissism. At the time, I didn't know what was going on. I was just dealing with her, but she was always trying to push for a relationship. Oh, let's get together, let's get together, let's get together. And I was like, no, slow down, slow down, slow down. She's like, oh, this is what narcs do. They want to rush everything. So So she was all of this, all the characteristics, man. It's like once you know what a narc does, she was pretty much doing just about all of them. And luckily, I didn't take her up on anything because what narcs do, and they'll discard you, they'll hurt you, they'll do, and God only knows that me and her was rocking what she might have did to me that I don't know about, and that might have, like, if I would have known at the time, I would have been like heated about. So, God forbid. So you never know, because she had the capabilities. I mean, she don't know what I know. I seen stuff that I never told her that I seen in her phone. Like, not to say I went through her phone, but her phone would light up with certain people in the phone, and she's sitting there telling me, "Oh, I don't do this and I don't do that. I'm all about you, blah blah blah." And I'm seeing dudes in her phone, you know, like pretty much blatantly saying that they're like they're they're like sending certain type of messages that suggest that they're messing around, kind of stuff. And I even saw, I'm not even gonna say a celebrity. I might even saw a celebrity up there. I guess he's he's a known guy. You know, if you watch Wildin' Out, he was on there. I'll just say that before. So I guess celebrities go on there. So I seen even him message her before. So yeah, so this is a chick. Not to say that they did anything. I don't know 100%. I know one of the dudes that was in the phone. Come to find out they was messing around. But the celebrity, I can't say 100%. It's 50-50. But see, narcs have a way of telling on themselves without telling them. They'll say, "Oh no, we're just friends." Don't buy it. Chances are they did something more than friends. And like I said, I saw messages that suggested they were she was sending him something maybe a nude or a video or something like that along those lines. And like I said, at the time, she she still is very attractive to the eye to most guys, and she knows how to. And this is stuff narcissist people do. They know how to soup themselves up to make themselves look more attractive. If you're in here, you're welcome to drop a comment or like, be my guest. This is a good um, video live here. I'm just talking about narcissism and certain things that I've come to realize about these type of people. But anyway, um, so she kept pushing for a relationship, and I was exploring moving closer to her and info for just for entertainment purposes at least. So anyway, so she and I messed around for a little while, maybe a year, on and off. We would fight. There was potential of she just was very sneaky, very promiscuous on the low, and try to act like she's innocent. And that's what I came to realize. Oh, after the fact. But again, this is somebody that didn't know nothing. Me didn't know nothing about narcissism and how these people move, how these people operate, the red flags, yada yada yada. I just always was like, no, I don't really want a relationship with this person because of X, Y, and Z. You know. But she was attracted to me. She was what I would like in a woman, physically. And then she would do the submissive stuff, but it was just something about it was just like, there's something, and it was the potential cluster B personality disorder going on, and it's sad, and it's really sad. At the time, I was really pissed off at her, like really mad, like because I didn't understand what was going on. I didn't understand what was happening. I understand these people that exist like this. Like me being me, thinking how I thought at the time was like this can't be real. This can't be true. Like people don't like this can't exist. Sorry, I have to put a charger on. So just give me a second, all right? So people like this actually exist. People are like this are real. Like that do this to people. Like I'm being nice to this person. I'm being kind, courteous, and she's just like not appreciative or nothing. Just take, take, take. and just she'll do it. If we got into it, she'll do the classic uh, ghosting or whatever you want to call it, and then she'll pop up months later and try to act like nothing ever happened, and but come to find out that's what they do. These are things that they do. But it's just certain thing I just never got over. So it just would always come back to that and push us away and keep us from, like, I guess, quote unquote, being together. And she, like I said, she wanted me to move to her state because I'm kind of from her state, but I don't live in her state. So it's long distance, so which is great. So meaning if I want to cut her off, I could cut her off. She'll never find me. Excuse me. But there was at the time I was exploring moving, and luckily I didn't, because God knows where my life would have been if I did that. I'd have freaking been in that house. But anyway, so we had the last issue with us. I'm gonna just close this out with her. The last, and then I'm gonna talk about what happened. So this was like 3 years ago, pre-COVID. The last thing that we had a falling out over, she and I. We stopped talking momentarily, and she popped up, and there was a trip that we all go on that she was gonna go, and then she tried to rekindle with me and do the love bomb, and but then she was dealing with somebody else on the same trip at the same time. So, but we not together, but we was kind of like acting like we was operating under the same pre-contents. That's why it's like it was a little strange at the time, but it was what it was. So come to find out, she was like, playing both sides, and one thing led to another. She did something on the trip that really pissed me off. That was disrespectful. That I felt was disrespectful, and it was disrespectful, in a sense. And it wasn't just with the other person, just disrespectful. Something she did that I felt disrespectful to me. And then she tried to lie and say that's just the lies, and I knew it was a lie, and other people told me what was going on. So I found out the truth over time. Hey, everybody, if you're in here, welcome to comment down below on DJ2 Connect, talking about narcissism, my story with narcissism and women that I'm seeing that display certain characteristics of narcissism. But welcome, welcome, welcome. Feel free to comment below if I say something that you could respond to. And anyway, let me continue. So yes, so we had a falling out, and I just laid into her about it after the fact, and then we stopped talking. We cut off ties, and I'm not saying I was right 100% how I laid into her verbally. I didn't touch her. I don't hit women out this, but I just was so pissed off. I said some things that I don't say to women today, but she kind of did deserve it, but in a way, that's not how I like to talk to them, regardless of what they do. As long as they don't touch me or touch somebody I love, I really don't. I'm not gonna go to that level with a woman ever, ever, ever. But it was a learning experience. But I liked her at the time, so that's she did something to cut deep, and she knew what she probably did that on purpose. She did it on purpose because she knew. I'm not talking to layman terms, but she knew what could hurt me at that time, and she kind of did it on that trip. But so we stopped talking for years, maybe 3 years. I didn't hear from her 3 years. I mean, maybe once in the blue, try to lurk, and then you see her with another dude, and this and that. I'm like, oh gosh. So, whatever. That's what they do. They'll move on fast. They'll discard you and have somebody in the wings, and then this guy, that guy, and then she found a sucker. I don't want to call him a sucker, but she found another guy and got married to him, and then discarded him because I do my research on most people. I do my research. You know what I'm saying? People um, need to do their research on people that they date, and I did my research on that woman that I'm talking about, and there was a lot of things I found out after the fact. I was like, whoa, she has a lot of skeletons in her closet. I dodged a bullet there, but if I was thinking about even being with this person, because she just got a lot going on, that arrests and just a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's a long rap sheet. So I'm just like, what the fuck? Who is this person? This person is crazy. Who is this? So this is somebody I can't date. But as I've or be in a relationship, God forbid, but as I've learned more about the condition, and I did extensive research and watched YouTube clips and read and this and that, it made me less upset with her and more understanding of the condition that she's dealing with. You know, I know more about how these people are made and what they go through, and it's like, and it's sad. You know, it's sad in a way, like how these people are more likely made. The cultivation of them is sad. You know, I know what they do is not sad. You know, they how they hurt people, how they damage people is not. It is sad, but it's there's nothing good about it. It's all rooted in bad behavior, pretty much. So fast forward, she went on another trip that I don't go on no more. And then I don't know what the hell possessed her. She messaged me out of the blue 3 years later. So I pretty much heard and knew the stories to stuff, and then we tried to talk about it. Of course, she denied everything, and that's not true. It's a lie. They're lying. People lying. Don't believe them. Blah blah blah. Of course, she never take no ownership and no accountability. Another again, classic traits of narcissists. But I was like, yeah, I know probably what happened and this and that, and I'll just leave it like that. But technically, she wasn't my girl, so I'm not tripping on it too deep. I'm over her in a lot of ways, so I was like, whatever. So then she messaged me, so I'm like, okay. If I even entertain her, there's barriers, and this is something. If you ever want to deal with any type of person you know has a narcissist, put up hella barriers. That's what I did. Hella barriers. So if you want to hang with me, boom, 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 boom. This is that. I set the ground rules for everything. If she don't like it, she don't like it. I don't kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? Don't talk to no relationship. This nah. If you want a relationship, anything therapy. Therapy. Oh no, I don't need that. All right, well, then don't talk that because it's not happening. We're not doing that. Nope. But this is the part of the learning experience. I want to give to others. Like I'm willing to deal so I can learn to give to y'all. Um, because I know what I'm dealing with now better, so I know how to deal. So she can never hurt me unless I allow her to, and I will never allow her to because I know what I'm dealing with. I try to give vague information, not big details. If you want to ask for stuff, I don't give her nothing. No, ignore. Uh, but the moral of this story is that for a few years, when she got remarried, I guess she got divorced again. That's what she does. Gets married, divorce, gets married, divorce. That's what she does. That's her MO. And it's sad. It's really sad because she is an attractive woman, and guys are going to want to marry her. Men are going to want to marry um, pretty women. They're going to want to marry pretty women. You know what I'm saying? Especially pretty women that are feminine. They're gonna want to marry them and fit. They're gonna want to marry them. They're gonna be attracted to them, and then eventually gonna want to marry. And I'm talking about most guys, not all. Most guys gonna want it. So she could attract. She could net. She knew how to net a man because she knew what meant. She knew the ways to attract a man. And like I said, she's not ugly. She's attractive. She dolls herself up, and she like if she dolls herself, men gonna want to deal with her, you know. But when they get inside the head, it's like, whoa, what the hell? When that mask come off, like, oh, this is a different person. But I want to talk about that because she and I hung out after years because I said to myself, let me see what she's about. Let me see if I can learn more about her. She didn't know I'm learning her. She's trying to learn me. These people will learn you. Watch them. They will take pictures and ask questions. It's like a child almost, like a 2-year old. What's this? What's that? They're learning. They're trying to learn you. They're trying to learn. And I'm gonna talk about why that's important. These people. But I'm learning her. She thinks she learned me. I'm learning her. I'm like, let me find out more about where these ways about you come from? And she don't know that she's telling me how she became who she is as a child. She, true or not, she said uh, she was she had she was malnutritioned and had to go to the hospital. She died from she said she died and was brought back to life due to malnutrition. If you know narcissists, how narcissists are made, a lot of times through abandonment. She said this happened when she was 3, and then she was brought back allegedly. So as I've come to realize, narcissists are born through a lot of times through abandonment. This is a person that comes from a household of a lot of siblings out in the boondocks in the country somewhere, probably, or what some would define as the country. So she has the capabilities to be bred as a narcissist due to these things that could trigger it mentally, the abandonment, the traumas. God only knows whatever other trauma she went through as a child. Another thing I that hit me that I don't really hear people talk about. Maybe they do. I haven't heard it, and I seen it, and it's kind of crazy because not to say, I guess they're all in the same cluster B. NPD, there's a whole bunch of other ones besides narcissism. They're all cluster B. There's a whole other stuff like psychopaths, this and that. They have very low empathy and all that type of stuff. Which so they're all in the cluster B uh, kind of mental state or mental illness place. So I bring that up to say I, I I watched the movie the Netflix show of Jeffrey Dahmer, and I seen how he as a child was changed after he had a life and death situation. The father said, whether it's true or not, in the show, they said Jeffrey changed after. Not saying she's Jeffrey, but just bear with me. Jeffrey changed after this surgery as a kid. And then she said something. Who knows if that was her changing moment per se? But bring that up to say what I've grown to realize potentially, and there's other things that I see that's kind of like I don't want to scoop nobody out. So clutch your pearls. I'm gonna go kind of deep with it right now. So just clutch your pearls. There's things that I see. There's those that maybe have that become narcissists through purely through trauma and neglect, and then there are those that maybe are dealing with bigger forces to create them to become mentally ill or narcissists as we define them as, or somebody under the cluster B umbrella. So I say that to say, could a demon had occupied her body at that moment? And then this is why I feel that's why they say people that are narcissists are not connected to their souls at times. But some of them can be helped with therapy, and maybe some cannot. Maybe they need something else to help them uh, reconnect with their soul. But there has been research that says it helps with therapy. But do I think this woman could be helped with therapy? Because I've suggested, and oh yeah, I go to therapy. I go to this. She had when I seen her, she was a little bit different. A little bit. Not to say she took therapy or didn't. I don't know. I can't say she's lying on that, but she did act a little different in a good way. But like I said, she can't do nothing that I'm not gonna like question or look at sideways. Like I know how to deal with her more easily if I want to deal with her at all. Because ain't certain things is just not happening. Other things, like I said, boundaries on these people. Boundaries. You don't have boundaries, these people walk all over you and just take you, suck you dry. Put boundaries up, they can't do more than what you allow. Boundaries. Anyway, so I was saying that she might, that could have happened. I mean, if you're into those things, which I'm not the biggest religious guy in the world, but I do think there are bigger forces out there that we don't understand that suggests that it's a possibility. Meaning, as a childs are very vulnerable in a lot of ways. Uh, who's to say the entity can't occupy the child at a young age? And then now that entity is also with the child's mind, and then that little voice that you hear is that entity telling you to do these things knowing that it's wrong, pushing you to do these things and knowing it's wrong. Your little conscience is no longer a good conscience. It's being ran by another entity, another force. Who knows? I'm just saying possibility. These things that I'm that's triggering my thought when she brought that up to me. I was like, interesting. But that could be it. That could, so could she have had some type of entity, or is there entity, juggling with her? Who knows? You know, I wouldn't be surprised. Could it just be she was just made through to pure neglect? This is a person also too, raised in the church environment as a child. So when you have, if you're in the church, like a preacher's kid, for example, you're chanting and you're doing things to get one spirit. Who's to say other spirits aren't roaming around? So that's why it's it's hard for me to just talk about this, because who knows what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, mentally, but could it be bigger than that? Potentially. I'm not trying to make excuses for her at all. I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not somebody that knows about, you know, exorcism this deep, but it's a possibility given when you lose consciousness, who knows what's going on with your body, especially if you're a child. You're more vulnerable as a child mentally to not understand, and they know, and these entities could know this is the perfect time to take advantage of a shell. Your body is a shell. So anyway, also things that trigger certain things. Tattoos. She just has endless I see that as also like a outcry, like something's in there. There's another person in there, or there's this. These are war wounds. Like when people are hurt, they sometimes cut. These are other type of negative kind of reactions to things that's going on. See, there's a battle. Make a long. There's a battle. Some of these narcissist people. There's a battle of a good a child's mind when they lost their control, and then that demonic entity controlling the body, telling them what to do, navigating them, and pushing them to do bad harm to others. And the child is still locked away in there because it never got out. So it's still locked. It's still the child's mind still stuck in there with the entity running the show. So you gotta be really cautious with dealing with these type of people, man. Just very cautious. You don't know what you're dealing with. Could it be full blown mental illness with this person versus an entity? Yes. Could it be an entity and mental illness? Yes. Could it be common? The only thing we'll never know. I have a better understanding of who I'm dealing with, what I'm dealing with. These people that roam, you have to be careful. Just be careful. That's all I say. Something doesn't add up. Somebody is just too grandiose, acts too big, and it's probably a lie. You know, don't fall for it. Be careful. And I do think when people are most vulnerable is in places where there's just a lot of negative energy there. try to always surround yourself with positive energy, positive forces, good people, good energy, because bad, in my opinion, can bad energies, bad entities cannot roam in places where it's positive energy. It's gonna make them uncomfortable. My energy is positive energy 9 times out of 10. So I try to keep it like that. I try not to go too left with it. Try a newfound understanding is I want to surround myself with all positive things within even in my domain. Positive figures, positive, just positivity to keep anything negative from even wanting to think about coming to my world. I didn't want to talk too long. Appreciate everybody that checked out, that checked in. Be careful out there, man. And this, like I said, new understanding. Sometimes what I'm thinking, what creates these narcissists is an entity is jumping in these kids when they have potential life or death situation where they have to be brought back, two beings in one body. Usually the other being is not a good one, and it's telling the it's controlling the show from there on out. I'm not making excuses for these people. Don't deal with them. 9 times 10, do not deal with them. If you know that they are that, don't deal with them. Do the research, know the signs, know the warning signs, know what love bombing is. Do your homework. I I I don't know what else to say. Any other questions? Any suggestions? Anything else that you want to ask me? I will do my best to cover. I know a lot about narcissism. I know a lot about dating, DJing, music, obviously. So anybody have questions, feel free to ask if you're watching this. I'm gonna get more into the dating aspect on my next live. I have to do lives because my phone is full, so I can't record videos. I have to do lives. So I want to do lives and go more in depth with the dating aspects with things. I'm sitting in my car. If you guys enjoy them and the views go up and the interaction is up, I will do my best to be more consistent. Maybe drop a video every day, every few days. But it takes you guys to want to know or hear what I have to say. If you don't want to hear or know what I have to say, then it's all good. I won't trouble you guys too much. I'll just post when I feel like it. But I want to give you guys helpful stuff. Talk to the guys mainly, but the ladies can learn something too if they want. So I'm big on women being feminine, friendly, respectful. I don't no need for nasty attitudes. You gotta know how to turn that thing on and off. You can't have it all on or off. You gotta know how to turn it on or on, ladies. But that's not what I'm aiming for. I really want to talk to the fellas more so than the ladies. But I'm about to end this. Just closing. Me and her still we talk, but I know at some point she's gonna try something, and I'm gonna shut it down, and she'll probably ghost me, and I really don't care at that point. I got what I need to get, but it's sad, and it's real sad because, like I said, she's not a bad looking woman, and it's really funny. She fits a lot of the characters that I like in women, but like I said, I just can't be with her like that. I just can't. It will never happen, unfortunately. And just God has a sense of humor, and there's billions of women on this earth. And if I really want to date one, I'll find one out of those billions. Uh, Maybe I am. But anyway, that's another story for another time. This is your boy DJ 2K Nitro. Add me on social media. Look easy. Peace.